November 8th. Tonight I am writing to you from the edge of the catastrophe. Words emerge from the heavy air settled deep in my chest, hollowed sadness, the tightness of fear, the doomed weight of inevitability, of too late, of what now? But if the catastrophe is coming in the morning, how will it be different than waking up on any other day? If the catastrophe is coming in the morning, it is born out of old narratives, managed through recycled policies. I have already lived through this apocalypse, and so have you. For Indigenous people, for people of color on this continent, the catastrophe hit a long time ago. Today is just another symptom, the culmination of a system designed for our exclusion and our extinction. We have already lived through the apocalypse. We called it first contact. We called it slavery. We called it smallpox. We called it Japanese internment, Chinese head tax. We called it residential schools. We call it foster care. We call it stop and frisk. We call it the war on terrorism, the war on drugs. We call it the refugee crisis. We call it Standing Rock. We called it Oka. We called it Katrina. We called it Orlando. We call it ICE. We call it high youth suicide rates. We call it the prison industrial complex. We call it the Patriot Act, the Indian Act, Bill C-51. We call it a million different names. And if the catastrophe is coming in the morning, how will it be different than waking up on any other day?
Yes.
If the catastrophe is coming in the morning, then tonight we will make art. We will make love. We will make dinner. And in the way a white family might have a conversation with their children about what to do if there is a house fire, in Standing Rock, a family is having a conversation about what to do if militarized violence escalates, even if our only weapons are feathers and prayers. Somewhere in a living room in America, a Muslim family is having the conversation about what to do if the presidential level discussion of mandatory registration turns towards internment, making necessary plans. A Latinx family is talking about how to avoid a heightened risk of deportation, don't open the door. A black family is talking about the reality of living under a new Jim Crow, about how to survive the next encounter with police, keep both hands on the wheel. We have always prepared our children to live in a world that is already on fire. So if the catastrophe is coming in the morning, how will it be different than waking up on any other day? Yes, there is a new face to an old system, but the fire and the fight remain the same.